Kathy Kennebrook here from MarketingMagicLady.com, and today I'm here to talk to you about one of my very favorite topics, which is how to make big profits in vacant houses. Now I'll tell you, typically this is the way I dress when I'm going to look for vacant houses, because I'm looking for vacant houses no matter where I'm driving. So whether I'm just running errands or going to the store or going shopping, wherever that might be, my eyes are peeled for vacant houses. And folks, you know what a vacant house looks like. If you're in a warmer climate, it's where there's lots of high grass and, maybe lots of newspapers littering the ground, and maybe there's broken windows and things like that. For those of you who live in those colder climates, there might be like a lot of high snow, and the sidewalk isn't shoveled and the driveway isn't shoveled. So we all know what a vacant house looks like. You just need to be on the lookout for them anytime you're going anywhere. And I'll tell you, the other thing that I really like about vacant houses is the fact that, folks, these are free leads for you. They're just out there waiting for you to make the deal. And I'll tell you right now, the more difficult it is for you to find the owner of that vacant property, the better a deal you're going to make. And I actually have 18 different ways that I use to find the owners of vacant properties, not the least of which is using a skip trace service. Now, a skip trace service is someone who's going to find that seller for you if you're unable to just simply find an address for them on public records. Now, I got to tell you, we actually went out this last weekend and we spent just a couple hours driving a couple of different neighborhoods, and we found over 56 vacant properties in that time. So I'll tell you, there's a lot more vacant properties out there right now than there ever have been before. Some of them were pre-foreclosures, some of them were landlords who just have left the property empty because they're tired of tenants tearing them up. Some of those were estate properties, and so I'm anticipating some really great deals just from the ones that we did this last weekend. Now, I'll tell you, I've got some really good exit strategies that I like to use when I'm buying vacant properties. What I generally do, if the property is vacant and it's really ugly and it needs a lot of repair, that's a property that I'm much more likely to wholesale. And it's really easy for you to find some wholesale buyers. You can simply look in the newspaper. You can look at signage around town, that says investor property for sale. You can go to your local real estate club and find these wholesale buyers. So there's a lot of really good way for you to find wholesale buyers for your properties. And what that means is cash coming in for you right now. Now, the other thing that I do is sometimes we get estates, and sometimes the estates aren't in really bad shape. They just need some updating. So they might need some carpet or paint or, maybe some new cabinets, things like that are just not that big a deal. And so that's a property that I might either lease option, I might do a work for equity on those properties, or I might just fix them up myself and put them into my rental portfolio so they grow even more equity and use those toward retirement income later. So you have a lot of options when it comes to finding the owners, when it comes to finding and selling these vacant properties. And I'll tell you, there's really huge profits out there in these vacant properties. And once again, the more difficult it is to find the owner of that vacant property, the better a deal you're going to make on that property. Now, feel free to go to my website at MarketingMagicLady.com, because I've got all kinds of information there for you on what kind of letters you should be using or what you should say to the owners of these vacant properties, if you happen to contact them and call them on the telephone and so forth. And I have a lot of different exit strategies that you also might be interested in using, including finding and selling to wholesale buyers and some other exit strategies that you might want to use to sell these properties. So feel free to go to my website at MarketingMagicLady.com to get all the information that you need on marketing to buy and sell these vacant properties. And while you're there, make sure that you go ahead and sign up for that newsletter. And when you sign up for that newsletter, you are going to get a group of ebooks from me that I did just for you that are pertinent to what's going on in today's market. And that's a $149 value that you're going to receive absolutely free. So make sure you go to MarketingMagicLady.com and get lots of information on buying and selling vacant properties, and make sure to sign up for the newsletter. See you there.